be recording now. And with that, I will pass it over to Robin Baker to start us off. And Robin, whenever you're ready, just say next slide and I will move through the slides.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, I know, Mr. Thomas, you know who I am, but I introduce myself anyway. My name is Robin Baker. I'm the Director of Planning and Zoning. And we wanted to take this opportunity tonight to tell you a little bit about our Plant City Comprehensive Plan update, and more specifically about a survey that we are circulating right now, hoping to get as many people as possible to take the 5-minute survey. And we'll tell you a little bit about that as we make it through the presentation. When we update our comprehensive plan every 5 to 7 years. And when I started with the city, I knew that, this next step in getting as many people involved as possible was very important to us. So we've been calling this our Comprehensive Plan World Tour. We've been getting out to as many groups that will listen to us in hopes of getting as many people to take this survey on the front end and hopefully be a part of the process as we go through. Now, why are we calling it a world tour? Next slide, please. Just to be funny. My husband and I have been chasing a world tour our whole adult lives. And so this was my chance to do a world tour. There will be concert t-shirts at the end of this. So anyway, but in all seriousness, wanted to tell you a little bit about our comprehensive plan, what it is, why we have it. Next slide, please. So prior to 1973, the state of Florida operated under what was called Dillon's Rule, meaning for individual cities to be able to implement plans, they had to get the direct permission of the state, meaning every single year you had to go back to the state and ask for permission to do these things, and they could either approve it or deny it. But in 1968, the people voted to add home rule language to the statutes, which would allow municipality of the city of Plant City to kind of govern themselves. It went through a little bit of challenge from 1968 to 1973, but it was finally adopted into the statutes in 1973. But shortly after that, within a year, actually, they updated the statutes again to require us to put forth a comprehensive document that provides long-term framework and policy guidance for the orderly social, economic, and physical growth of the city. Basically, it is a document that we put out that tells you exactly how we're going to manage growth. That's why this document is so important to what we do every day. But for us to know your needs and where you want to see the city go, then a big part of that is public involvement, which is what we're doing right now, and putting out this survey to get everyone's opinion on how you think the city should grow over the next 25 years. The purpose of the comprehensive plan is it ultimately communicates the city's goals, objectives, and policies. And they're meant to ensure that the city grows in a sustainable way. It provides direction related to future growth, redevelopment, transportation, city services, other important aspects of the community. And it also includes concurrency standards, which help us determine adequate public facilities for future development. So with that, I'll hand it over to Katrina. That'll tell you a little bit about our current plan and what it entails.
Robin, and since I'm sharing my screen, I am going to look away from everybody, but I promise I'm looking at a bigger screen over here. But our current Plant City Comprehensive Plan, it was last updated in 2016. Comprehensive plans are typically updated every 7 to 10 years. The last visioning exercise was actually completed in 2009. So the visioning survey that we have out right now is really important, and definitely a new update on that visioning component of the Plant City Comprehensive Plan. You can see here we have a number of required elements for the comprehensive plan, 10 total. Those includes things like transportation, future land use, housing, environment, recreation, and open space, all these areas that are important to everyday life in Plant City. There are a number of goals, over 120 objectives, and over 500 policies in this plan. And all of that put together equals over 311 pages for this plan. So one of the things that we'll be doing as we go through this is looking at the policy language and seeing where we can streamline or add new policies as well. Let's see if there we go. And then just having some background information on the Plant City population and economic trends. So it's really important for us to look into where the city is at in terms of population growth and employment, and then where we expect it to go through 2050. So since 2015, population has grown by about 15% and employment by 39%. And then through 2050, our projections expect an increase in population by 82%. So that is a really large jump and something that we need to prepare for, and part of why we're doing this update. And then also paired with that, employment is expected to grow by 69%. So again, it's really important that we're doing these planning exercises and making sure that we're planning for the future and not just letting the future happen to us. And with the comprehensive plan update process, we do have phases. So right now we're in the visioning portion, and we're getting that initial community feedback. It's really rooted in outreach and community engagement. Once the survey is finalized, which is around October 7th, or closed on October 17th, and then we'll be doing some analysis. We'll come back with vision themes, and then eventually that vision itself is approved by the Plant City City Commission. After we have that vision, then we'll kind of be laying the foundation for the policy language considerations. So you can kind of see how this is, we're starting at step one with the visioning and then building on that with policy language. That will be in 2026. So we'll be looking at all those policies, goals, objectives, and policies that I mentioned earlier, looking at topic gaps, emerging topics, like what is not considered within the plan today. A good example for that may be if we're looking at transportation, do we need policy language on things such as electric cars or connected vehicles or anything that's kind of new in transportation, other things like that. We also want to look at where the language can be streamlined and reorganized. So what is in the plan today that maybe is not as current as we'd like it to be, what can be streamlined so it's really readable and understandable to the public. And then of course, we'll be making sure that all legal requirements are met for our maps and data for all the sections that are required by the state of Florida with our comprehensive plans. This is also, again, want to emphasize the community input process with this. It's important for us to coordinate with the community throughout this entire process, whether that's visioning or the policy language considerations. We also coordinate with the Planning Commission and the City Commission, as well as the Plant City Planning Board. And finally, at the end of this process, we will adopt the comprehensive plan, the new comprehensive plan, and that process will be another months-long process that will be in coordination with the City Commission. And then with the Plant City update with the visioning process, we have our comp plan vision. The vision, it really prompts the community to have a shared viewpoint on ideas, issues, and opportunities that impact the future of Plant City. The vision can be expressed as a statement or set of statements, which we'll be putting together once we have that finalized survey data. And then again, that community participation throughout the plan process makes sure that we have that local input and that we have support from the community and can provide that foundation for the policy language portion that I mentioned in the last slide. And then just letting you know that we do have our Plant City vision as it stands today, which is in the 2040 comprehensive plan. We have a vision and our vision map, and that updated vision makes sure that that vision, the language that we have there, matches what the community and the City Commission's ideal future. And with that, I will pass it over to Unica to finish the slides.
Yeah, as Katrina stated, we are again in the visioning process, and to be more specific about the visioning process, you know, we've been out to many meetings, events within Plant City trying to receive public feedback from how they want to see Plant City grow. And once we receive that feedback, we'll incorporate it into the update the vision. And then it goes on to help us to update the goals, objectives, and policies of the comprehensive plan that we're formulating. We try to make all of this information accessible. We do have a project page, which I believe the link may be on the next slide. Again, we've been presenting at many public meetings, trying to get this feedback. We have also had our public engagement team who has been keeping our social media up to date, letting people know that the comprehensive plan update process is going on for Plant City. Again, we're doing all this so we can reorganize, clarify what we want Plant City to be through to 2050. And the vision and the input that we were receiving from the public is going to inform those policy updates. So again, that's just a little bit more specific about the visioning process. If you can go to the next slide. Again, we are ending the survey process about a week and a half from now, October 17th. You may have already taken the survey, but we're going to ask that you, if you could please, continue to get the word out through October 17th for some feedback from your members and anybody you think may be interested in this process regarding the update of the comprehensive plan for Plant City. We want everybody to help prioritize what their priorities are for Plant City and what they want to see, how they want to see Plant City grow. Again, we have a project page, and we do have flyers with QR codes if we need to get that information out to you, if you think you can get it out to your group, so we can at least try to drum up some more surveys by the end of this survey period, October 17th. We would love that if you could help us get the word out there. But we are happy about this update. It's really needed, as again, the update Plant City Comprehensive Plan hasn't had an update since 2016. So there are some things that are just out of date, and we are happy to get the feedback and see how Plant City is going to grow in 2050. And this is just the beginning of the process. So with that said, that's all I have. Did you have any questions, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, I was trying to put my hand up here. Yeah, so first I thank you for pursuing the online option. Just for those, and I know you know that we're recording this presentation to definitely try to take part in and share. As far as your public outreach, can you kind of I know you've met with me, you called me. I know other organizations I'm involved with, like the EDC. Can you kind of, without going into detail, can you like give a brief of maybe a number of organizational entities you've already met with, done presentations during the past couple of weeks, several weeks? Give examples other than just the EDC and the Improvement League.
Other organizations we've met with. Let me see.
Groups,
We've been
groups,
to the
organization clubs, you name it, that you've met with.
We've been to the chamber, several events for the chamber. We've done, well, I guess that was with the chamber, Schmoozapalooza.
The
events.
Schmoozapalooza table, the chamber luncheon. We also got the flyer out to the Plant City Library system. So that was recently posted with the Plant City Library. Let's see, I have a whole list, but since I'm sharing my screen, I'm actually going to stop sharing this so I can look at the list.
We've presented to the Rotary Club twice.
Yeah.
First a good amount of time prior to the survey coming out. And I did a much longer presentation at that particular one to give a little bit more history. But we've presented to them on 2 different occasions. We've done a couple of last Fridays. We did Oktoberfest this last weekend, setting up tables and just interacting with people, as they walk by to try to get them to take the survey. We've presented at the City Commission, obviously, in that realm. And we've reached out to a ton of others. But it's been difficult to get on calendars as well. But
appreciate again. Appreciate it. Just for those who may listen in or play this back, can kind of gauge it. Yes, I know. Like I said, personally, I know I've seen you. I've seen the appearance and the visual. But just as a circle back, it's always good to kind of just let people know that yes, the outreach has been consistent and very, very engaging from the county perspective. I know I've been one of the ones to always raise my hand about don't ignore East Hillsborough County. So I do appreciate the efforts that have been made to make sure residents have a way of speaking up, whether it be online, in person, to engage in the survey, because it's really important with the growth going forward. And there seems to be a lot of, I know a lot of interest at the city commissioner meetings I've attended. So again, looking forward to the citizen engagement on that part. But thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I wanted to add that we have an upcoming requested presentation on October 9th with the American Legion. So they did request that we go out and we will be there. I believe that's this Thursday. We also reached out to the Strawberry Growers Association, and they recently had their board meeting, but we'll be sending the flyer and all of our information to them. And as of today, I just checked before this meeting, we are at over 1,600 survey responses across our English and Spanish surveys. And that, I mean, that's a really good number for us, I think. It's exceeded, I think, the team's expectations. We're really happy with the participation. Of course, we'd love to get some more so we'll plug that in this meeting, but over 1,600 responses. I think we have I think it's about 23 Spanish language responses, which is also pretty high in that regard compared to other surveys that we've had in Spanish. So that's really good participation so far.
It is great participation, and I'm glad, people have stepped up and taken the time to take the survey. I also, personally had hoped for more. I mean, this is the thing that's challenging, right? And especially in what we do is to get people involved. And these are very similar to the numbers of when there's a vote, about the same number of people that show up, which is why we wanted to make such an effort to try to get more people involved. I always said that I was going to go to every church service and every HOA. Apparently that's a little harder than I think it is because HOAs don't meet the way that I thought they did. But we've enjoyed this part of it, to be honest. It has been, I'm one of those people that even if it's a challenging conversation, I just love to get into it. I love to hear people's opinions and talk through it with them, and a lot of time we find that people think things are a certain way, only, with a little bit of conversation to find out that they're not exactly how they thought they were, So it's just been a great experience for me because this is my hometown, right? That's why this particular thing has been so important to me is, this is where I've chosen to live my whole life, as well as where I hope my daughter chooses to live, and so it affects me personally. And I love getting out and hearing what people have had to say. For the most part, we get positivity, we get some negativity too. But that's, good and bad. That's why we're here. That's why we're having these conversations to begin with. So it's been fun so far. So.
Well, to chime in, good, and whether it's positive or negative, a response is a response. So I'm glad that I'm the same way. Just a response. I think responding is definitely results in engagement. So yes, I would totally concur. And I will be definitely, after the conclusion of this presentation, I'll be crashing another meeting party with this information as well to let them know that, okay, I didn't see you today. Didn't see you earlier today. Yeah, there was one party the one gathering, the meeting in about 6:15. I'm definitely gonna make it a point to show up there and crash that gathering and let them know, yeah, we're looking at, this is our town, right? Okay, all right, let's get with it.
Well, and Mr. Thomas, you've got my contact information. If you don't, I'm happy to send you another email. But if you talk to anybody and they have questions about the process or anything like that, please ask them to reach out. I'd love to talk to anybody that wants to know a little bit more about the process, because this isn't where it stops, right? We are going to have community involvement opportunities throughout this entire 1.5 year long process. One of the things about the survey is when you do the demographics in the end, it gives you the opportunity to give your email address if you are interested in being more involved in the process. That way we can reach out when the time comes for open houses or technical working groups or whatever the case may be. So anyway, but if anyone has any questions, please point them my way. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
Well, thank you. I know I can say this on a recorded meeting. I have shared a number of your email addresses to the community. So I have not been shy about that at all. Tell, look, these individuals are very active and engaged and want to hear from you. So I know, Unica, I have plastered your email all over the place. I apologize. I do it now and apologize later. So, okay. And Robin, yeah, she's local. Robin's a city, Plant City, so yeah, it's been there, done that. I've thrown her name out for a while. Every time I run into, just let her know. So yes, but I do appreciate all of you getting involved. And like I said, we'll keep it pushing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us.
All right, thank you. And I guess we can go ahead and conclude this presentation here. We're good. All right. Can someone please share the meeting link, the recorded transcription, and I'll help push that as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.